What's up, guys? Welcome to Locker Room Logic. I'm your host, Matt Kane. This is where sports meets culture.
Damn, fuck me there. But hey, what's up, y'all? It's Charles Cannon. Welcome to Locker Room Logic. Today we're gonna get more into the nitty gritty. We're gonna focus on certain players and just give our opinions on what we expect from them. And hope y'all enjoy the episode.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First up, we got some rookies. So, we both want to touch on like Cooper Flag, like with Kyrie being out and them not putting D Russell at the starting spot. They saying Cooper Flag might be the starting point guard for them. I personally don't like it, but with him having that starting job, is he has high expectations. So
All right, not gonna lie, you is right with the high expectation, but I'm not gonna lie. Can I say it, bro? I love his game. I'm not gonna lie. Cooper Flag. It's because Cooper Flag he plays like what a rookie should play like. You
That's
shouldn't want
true.
to come straight out the gate scoring. Like you should care about getting your teammates,
That's true. That's true.
passes and plays. And he's been doing that. Like his connection with Anthony Davis is honestly beautiful because I've seen the pick and roll play between them is nice.
Mm,
And then he knows the game. Like what? How many rookies coming in knowing the game?
that's true. That's true.
Like him being a point guard, I won't mind it because that exposes him to actually knowing how to make plays, how to read how to read certain players, how to read positions, and then just knowing his players' tendencies. Because when you got guys like Max Christie, Anthony Davis, PJ Washington, who else? Derek Lively and all of them. When you got guys like them who rely on a point guard, then Cooper Flag opens up the floor for them so much, and then he takes so much pressure off of Anthony Davis because we seen what Anthony Davis can do without a point guard.
Oh
Remember, the
yeah,
Pelicans Anthony Davis was that dude,
he was. He
but
was.
with the point guard, we've seen him flourish so more and be more smooth with his game and really like rely on just getting to the pick and roll, getting to the basket, doing just like dominating in the low post, not being afraid to take that mid range shot when he can. And then just as we've been seeing, like Cooper Flag can also score.
He
He
can. He
had
can.
he had what 20 points in a preseason game,
Yeah,
right?
he had a 20-point game. Then he had another like 11, 6 and 6 or
Yeah,
something like that.
it's like he
So
plays
he,
similar, no glaze, but he plays similar to Luca in terms of just all around kind of
he do.
dude.
He do. I would say this. I would say him playing a point guard role early on could also hurt him later on. So like stay with me now. Like him having that responsibility, say down the line where everything else goes away like that, like AD gets traded, old age, and Kyrie's not playing no more, just random. He's gonna be a point guard, but he's not gonna have like nothing to play with. Like he's just gonna have a whole new team, whole new system, basically. So now he's a point guard, but now he's gonna have to score more. His assists gonna go down. So I say he needs to like J Kid. He's the great person for this job because having Cooper Flag, like if he was to just play the three spot, the small forward position, but still do what he does, that would be more beneficial because then he'll turn into like a Bron type player. You feel me? But having him at the point guard spot, playing that all tall lineup, I have to see it more to see. So
Yeah, and then one thing I really do respect out of him his defense. Like
yeah,
he's good at reading defenses. He's not afraid to hustle. He's not afraid. You could tell in the future he's not going to be afraid to guard the best player on the team,
yeah,
and
we
that's
need that. We
and
need that.
that's what we need because like you got too many rookies coming in scared, not knowing how to play defense, or like they see a guy like Kyrie, like Steph, like Jimmy, like Shea,
Hmm.
and since they idolize those kind of guys, they get into their head like, oh damn, I can't really guard him. But
Yeah.
like Coop, he not afraid to guard. Like he sees you once you got the ball in your hand and he in front of you, he sees you as his equal. Like
Hmm.
he's gonna know, oh, I got this. Like, yeah, teammates, y'all guard who y'all guard. I got this motherfucker.
Yeah,
You
nah,
know?
that's good. We need that in the NBA now because as we've seen in a lot in the playoffs and seasons prior, like teams will specifically put a player on the best player, and it won't be mano y mano. Like it won't be the best player guarding the best player. So him having that attitude is gonna work out for him.
Who you want to touch in on next? We got Dylan
Uh,
Harper.
Dylan Harper
Speaking
too.
of the Texas region,
Yeah,
Dylan Harper. Honestly, I love his defense. He's doing what the Spurs exactly needed him to do. He's not afraid to guard. He's like just like Cooper, not afraid to guard
yeah.
the best player. He can read defenses. He's a vocal. He has a potential to be a future vocal leader on
He
defense like
does.
Draymond Green,
Mm.
and like offensively, he still need a little bit of work. But it's like when you got a guy like Wemby, when you got a guys like De'Aaron Fox, freaking Harrison Barnes, Stephon Castle,
So
Keldon
that
Johnson,
brings me into my next statement. Like San Antonio's low-key stacked with talent right now, especially at that guard position. So Dylan Harper, when he was at Rutgers, he played 19 points a game. He played, I think, a little bit of the point guard role there. But for him to come into the league, I want to see him like come off the bench and get quality minutes off the bench because you still got Stephon Castle, rookie of the year. I feel like he should get that starting two guard spot. And then him and De'Aaron Fox, that could be a great backcourt and with Wemby and stuff like that. So I don't want them to like start Dylan Harper right away. I
Mhm.
would want him to come off the bench, learn, like take in all the knowledge, and then eventually they'll add they could find a way to add him into the that starting lineup. But yeah, his offense, it's not translating like from college to the pros, but give him a couple years and it definitely will.
Yeah.
Like it definitely will. He gives me like a Nick Van Exel vibe, like a
Yeah.
Nick Van Exel vibe, where it's like he could score, but then he's like he don't do too many moves. Like it's just 1-2 to the cup. So
Yeah, and then speaking of not doing too many moves, I know you don't want to touch on them, but I want to get a little. I just got to say a little bit of stuff on him. Ace Bailey. I'm
mm,
not gonna lie.
oh, in Utah, right? Utah.
Yeah, he out there in purgatory land. But
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. He was talking all that junk before he got drafted, and talking all that shit after he got drafted. But his game does speak for himself. Like I do love his jump shot. It looks smooth. He looked comfortable, and then
No, yeah.
he play off ball. Like you don't
Okay,
got a lot of rookies knowing how to play off
that's
ball.
true. That's
You
true.
know he what they said he scored like 50 something points in 2 games off of 28 dribbles.
He did. He
You
did.
know that's good. Like he not that first option, but like he'll be a great second option in the future.
Nah, for real, for real.
And I love to pull up. I love the one dribble pull up on him. He could really come off the screen, come off the pin down, and then and then the one thing I am a little afraid that he is a little jump shot reliant.
Mm,
Like I like I said, the jump shot is smooth, but he needs to learn how to don't be afraid to handle the ball a little, go to the rack.
yeah,
Play make a little. You can see it in his game. He can play make a little, but it's like he does need to develop on those more because once teams can you know, get a player on him that can stay attached to him, run around with him the whole time. He going, and he not getting the ball in his hands. Like, what can you really do?
yeah.
And then on the defensive side of the ball, he has potential to be a good defender. He's solid right now. Just need to put a little bit of weight on him, and I could definitely see him being like I guess like a I guess you could say Clay Thompson kind of
Yeah,
guy.
kind of.
Coming off screens, running around, one dribble pull up. Clay was a great defender
Clay
before he
was
was
nah, he
injured.
was, he
He
was.
still is, but like Clay was a great defender like that. And then you just gotta Utah just gotta build around that. Like try to find his running mate because
Exactly. And
with
so that's perfect because I feel like a sleeper that was in the draft was Walter Clayton Jr. And they picked. I don't think he was drafted. I think he was undrafted. I have to double check, but Utah picked him up from summer league, and he went to Florida. He was on the national championship team. He was very score heavy in college, but I feel like his game will translate to be like because he's undersized, so I feel like he'll be a great point guard person. So him and Ace Bailey could like play back and forth together. Obviously Ace Bailey is more ball dominant than no Walter Clayton is more ball dominant, but I feel like in the league Ace Bailey should be more ball dominant. So Utah should really take those two guys, give them like keep them on the team. Don't send Walter Clayton to the G League, and just keep them on the team so they could build around them.
Hmm.
So like just like you said, they need to build around Ace Bailey. They have a gem in Walter Clayton because we've seen a lot of like second rounders like become great stars. Not saying they're gonna be like Walter Clayton's gonna be a great star, but he has the potential to do it. So and
Hmm.
he spent like 3 4 years in college, so he has the knowledge and all that. So it could be good for Ace Bailey too. So
Yeah, and it's not like Utah can't build talent.
yeah,
It's like we've seen them develop Donovan Mitchell. You
yeah,
know, Donovan Mitchell was a special star,
hmm,
late first rounder.
yeah,
Um, you know, they traded for him and he was great. And then, you know, we seen what they did back in the day with John Stockton and Karl Malone.
yeah.
And it's like they can build talent. It's just they gotta execute off building around that talent and really get into the top,
And they
get
gotta
to the
be
mountaintop.
patient too. I feel like they're a lot of these teams in purgatory. They're trying to rush a lot of things. So like if you're gonna build a team through the draft, you like have to be patient. You have to build through the draft, but also have a team with vets so they could teach these young guys. You know, like Utah right now, I don't know if they have any vets. So that's my concern with Ace Bailey is that he's just gonna be up there running crazy, like running rampant. So I feel like they need to build strategically. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Who we got next?
So from one purgatory to another, I want to go to Charlotte because they have Con Knipple and Liam McNeely. So
Hmm.
when you put them two together with Lamelo Ball, on paper it looks exciting to watch. I haven't,
It really
yeah, it
does.
looks exciting to watch. I seen a little clips from the preseason with like Melo. He was throwing lobs to Miles Bridges and all that. Like that's good, but when I look at these two rookies like McNeely, obviously from UConn, he he was a one I think one of the best shooters in the Big East this year or this past year, my bad. And I don't want like him being a great shooter. He obviously can shoot, but I don't want to see him running up and running up and down, chucking up threes.
Hmm.
He could do a lot. He's also a good cutter. So that's gonna work good with Melo. And then Conker Nipple obviously went to Duke, played with Cooper Flag. Can kind of do the same. He's kind of like a 3 and D type of player. So it's gonna be fun to see how they put them all together and stuff like that. But Liam McNeely is really like the one I'm gonna watch because
Hmm.
he personally I feel like he should have stayed at UConn, but so now that he's in the league, I feel like we could definitely see the game translate.
Yeah, one thing I could say about this rookie class, we got a lot of potential. You know, stars, all stars, average starters, but you know, average starters they make up a lot of good teams.
Nah, for real.
And you know, this rookie class has great potential. It's just you know, we need the NBA to do what they need to do and develop these guys. Like we understand, you know, you also need the media to like them, but sometimes the media not gonna like these guys right away,
Exactly.
and we just need to give these guys patience. Don't be so disappointed when they not, you know, doing what
Yeah.
people usually do in their first rookie year. Give them like 2, 3, 4 years, you know, to really develop. Because when you rush guys, that's how you get bust. And you know,
Yeah.
not everybody is a generational talent. We really got to stop using that word because
Mhm.
it's like when you use generational, it's like you putting so much pressure on these guys. Now they come in with this confidence or like anxiety to like, be great,
Mhm.
and now when they don't pan out, it's like damn, I just wasted 18 years, 19, 20 years of my life training for this just to get kicked out of the league after 2 years, you know?
Yeah.
And
That's
you
why I didn't even like using like people saying Cooper Flag he generational talent. I ain't even want to use that when I seen him play because I was just like, yeah, he nice, but I don't know if it's generational. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't really just throw that out anywhere. You know
hmm
what I'm saying? They said Kwame Brown was generational talent. I'm like, come on, bro.
sure.
Like, yeah.
Now, you know, we're gonna kick it to some ongoing guys, you know, guys who've been in the league for a little minute. And, you know, we're gonna start off with Mister Scientific, whatever they want, hell they want to call him, Mister the Smart Guy,
Yeah, the smart
Jalen
guy,
Brown.
Jalen Brown.
Jalen Brown, I love Jalen Brown. He's proved these past 7 years now, 8 years.
Yeah, it's
He's
like
been in the
eight
league for a
years,
minute.
minute,
Like
bro.
he's proved that he can be a great complementary to Tatum. But with Tatum being out this year, I really have high expectations for Jalen to, come into this season, be more of a vocal leader, be more of a, offensive weapon now. I hope he worked on his game more. Hope he worked on his 3-point shot more because, well, he was shooting what,
Mm,
33%,
yeah, it
34%.
was
That's
like,
barely above
yeah.
average to average, and it's like,
Hey, but it's okay for that team because they love shooters over there. But I would say I hope his game he worked on his game, whereas like he got be that number one guy because him being number two, like yeah, he could be ball dominant and stuff like that, but I want to see him like take over a game. He hasn't taken over a game since I don't know when. So that's what I'm looking for this season with him. So
yeah. And then just one more thing, just like he's a great offensive player. We've
mm,
seen that he can score the ball, but like he's had moments where
mm,
he's very inconsistent, and it's like consistency is key in this league now. And in order to keep a roster spot, you got to be consistent. Not saying
mm-hmm.
they're gonna kick Jalen Brown out the league, but it's like they're paying you 200 plus mil. It's like you need to be consistent.
300 plus mil. I think
300 plus
300. It
mil.
was 300
See,
plus
it's
mil.
like if you getting paid that much, bro, I need to see you. All right, boom. If you drop 41 game, I'm not asking you for you to drop 40 in the next. I'm at least expecting 25 to 30,
Yeah, nah, that's
at
true. That's
least.
true.
And then all right, boom, if you're not scoring well, boom, get some
Do
rebounds.
the little
Do the
things.
little
Do the
things.
little
Try
things.
to play make a little, work on your playmaking. You still got guys like Peyton Pritchard who can cut, who can shoot. He can also handle the ball, but it's like, he's not always gonna have the ball in
Yeah,
his hands. It's like he's gonna be relying on his captain. And his captain this year is Jalen Brown.
it's
And
Jalen
as the
Brown.
captain, you need to know what plays work for you, for your guys to, to flow. Like we're not expecting him to bring the Celtics to a top 3, top 5 seed.
Nah,
But if you can at least make that team flow to the point where y'all can at least make the eighth seed,
exactly.
eighth seed, it's like
Shit,
boom,
even
that's a good enough season for the
exactly,
Celtics.
even
You
sneak
know,
into the playoffs with the last playoff spot. Like
like
even
we
like
not
stuff
act
like
like
that.
we know Tatum trying to hurry up and come back, but it's like what the way science works and the way the body works. They say in March. I'm saying he not coming back because
I
we've
wouldn't.
seen too many guys try to rush back from injury and it don't work. Like Brandon Roy, for example,
Mm-hmm.
what ACL injury
Yeah,
came back 6 months later,
hurt the other leg. Hurt the
hurt the
other
other
knee.
leg,
Like it's
boom,
crazy.
out of the league. 2 years later?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you don't want to see guys like that. Jalen to we want Jalen to give Tatum that hope of, oh wait, Jalen's doing good, the team doing good. Let
Let
me
me
take
chill.
more time
Yeah,
off, and I feel like Jalen he could do that.
Jalen could definitely do that. I feel like last year what I seen in his game, it was very like I said, the Celtics they love shooters, so it was very heavy on that corner three, side step three. I don't want to see that this year. I want to see him getting downhill, him running out in transition. Like that is what will help the Celtics this year.
Yeah,
And I don't want to see them like kick it to him in the corner last second going down. Now he shoot it, hits the side of the backboard. Like I don't want to see that.
yeah.
He has to show us that he is the top guy, or they're both getting paid as number one options. But now he's the actual number one option, so he has to show us like, all right, this is why they gave me all the money too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you got guys now going into his other guard mate. You got guys like Anthony Edwards.
Mm,
Anthony Edwards last year had a great 3-point shooting season, but he sees that 3-point shooting not always going to be the wave, and he getting tired of playing at the top of the key. Now
yeah,
this offseason, as we've been seeing, he's been working on his post move. He's been working on his mid range, looking
yeah,
like Jordan in a
yeah.
way. And it's
That's
like
what he said.
that's what Jalen needs to do. Like if you wanna be a consistent scorer and a consistent dude in this league, you need to develop that mid range game. You
You
need to
need to
develop a
because
post game.
that's what's gonna be there in the playoffs. Like people think be the best best shooting team all season, regular season, but as soon as like March, April hit, June hit, it's like all that goes out the window, and you go back to playing basketball. Like, and we saw that with the Lakers why they got swept in the first round last year because they ain't have no big man. You need a big man, and you need post game. So that like going back, bringing it back to Jaylen Brown, it's like we need to see all facets of his game, not just the pull up three. Feel
Mm-hmm.
me?
And then so going sticking with the East, Paulo Banchero.
Hmm.
I'm expecting a lot from him this year. Like he's already we know he's a great player. He uses his body size well. He can get to the rack. His mid range isn't too good. His mid range isn't too bad. His ball handles like a guard. 3-point shot. Could use a little bit of work,
Hmm.
but he's not afraid to go get a bucket, play make, get a rebound. That's why the team like the Magic flows so well around him because his guys know what they're doing. They know what he's gonna do, so they're gonna play off that. And
Nah, yeah,
what he averaged, 25 last year.
yeah. It was like
He could
it
definitely
was a
shoot up.
quiet 25
It,
too.
it was like 25, 8 and 8, or
Hmm.
25, 6, 8 and 8. Like he can. We know he's capable of being a franchise guy, and he's been proving it. The Magic went to the playoffs last year, gave Cavs, right? Cavs
No, first round it
first
was the
round.
Celtics. It was
Celtics, yeah.
Celtics.
Oh, I'm slow. The Celtics, they gave the Celtics, a little bit of run for their
Yeah,
money,
yeah. Nah, they did. They
and
did.
they proved that they can be that team, and Paulo can be that guy,
Yeah.
and they just gotta take last season into consideration, learn from that, and then boom, improve. Because personally, I do think they could be a top 3 seed
Yeah,
this year.
exactly. I was just about to say
Like,
that. Like, that's why I put them in my top three of in the East because they built a team around Paulo where it's like everybody just meshed so well together. Like, what hurt them last year was Jalen Suggs getting injured, and he explosive guard, two guard, works well, works off ball, cuts, all that. So that goes good with Bankero's game, But hopefully this year everybody's healthy, a mix of young guys and a little bit of vets. That shit, I'm hoping they're like number three, and they
mm-hmm,
because they got the tools to do it.
and
They
then
definitely do.
to head back out west. I just first want to get into Jalen Williams.
Hmm.
Jalen Williams he had a great season last year, averaging I believe like 24 points a game, 6 rebounds, about 5 assists, 4 assists, and I think a steal. And he proved that he can be a great complementary player to Shea and Chet. And he's that Pippen to Shea's Jordan.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why they won the championship. That 40-point game that he had in the finals was a great performance and a great sample size of how great of a player he can be. And this year, coming off the wrist injury, I don't want him putting too much pressure on wanting to handle the ball. Like, don't be afraid
Yeah.
to come up, play off ball a little. Set some screens. Because he got the size for it.
He do. He do.
Um,
Yeah, he like six
help.
eight.
Yeah, 6'8", 230,
Mm-hmm.
220.
Nah,
Like,
yeah, he could
he
definitely. They
like
could use him like
boom,
that.
play make a little because he proved that he's that guy when it matters, and he knows his star like Shea
Mm-hmm.
isn't doing too good. He's like, boom, let me give me the ball. I got this, and I'm really looking forward to like his improvement because he got paid.
He
He
did get paid.
happy. He got the training that he needed. He was enjoying his off season and improving and training. And now and based off the preseason, the Thunder look even scarier defensively, and he looks healthier. His game looks good,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just praying that he just jump up to a better scoring average to around like 27 a game
Mm.
because that takes more pressure off of Shea trying to chuck up shots because we saw
Yeah.
times where
Yeah.
Shea's shot wasn't falling and we needed J Dub, but J Dub
Yeah.
also wasn't falling. It's like, dang, now we gotta.
Yeah. Both of them shots wasn't falling, so it's like, what do we do now?
Yeah.
Feel me? So, but for J Dub, I would say this: him like having being that he's like that number two guy and he's the Pippin to Shea. I feel like I want to see how he reacts to defensive schemes just strictly going to him now. because as we've seen a lot of times, like we seen a guy so great like SGA where they just leave him, like let him do whatever, let him get how many points a game, but as soon as they go to that second option and it's not falling, that they like get the whole team out of rhythm. Like we seen it with like Kobe and Shaq, and we seen it with like uh Paul Pierce and stuff like that. So I if that's starting to have if I see more of that this season, then it might be a little bit of problems for OKC. Whereas I feel like then they'll have to go back to the drawing board and be like, all right, how do we face this defense? What are we gonna do now? How can like basically we keep our offense flowing and not
Mm-hmm.
stagnant?
Yep.
So because a lot of times like when your best player is scoring all the points, like Shea, but nobody else is scoring, that's not winning basketball. You feel me? It's like we seen it with the Heat, where it was like Jimmy Butler had like 40 points, but nobody else shot was dropping, and they still lost. So I feel like a lot of teams will do that to OKC, and then that's how they'll win games.
Yeah,
But
but we with a team like the Thunder and them being the reigning champs now, their window to get into a rhythm is smaller now
mhm,
because when you've already proved that you can get to the mountaintop, teams are going to be more physical with you. They're gonna they're gonna nitpick at the little things that y'all couldn't do
yeah,
last year. And when they nitpick at those, now they're gonna throw you off rhythm, and and now I say we have like what season start what next week,
yeah,
and now we got from probably like game 1 all the way to like game 15, game 20 to really get into a rhythm, and even then it's like with us being in the Western Conference and having more stronger teams, it's like the window seems big, but that's a
yeah,
small window
yeah,
compared to an 82 game season.
yeah. On paper, it looked like the windows open, like wide open, but you never know. Like they could not go back to back this year, and then the off season players can leave just like that. We seen it with Denver. We seen it with everybody. So them, they really have to. This training camp, I hope they really like sat each other down and was just like, look, we need to be like sharper than ever
Hmm.
because that's what you really need. We really haven't had a team that's like been dominant. You know what I'm saying? Like been like since the Warriors, nobody has went back to back, three-peated, none of that. So we haven't seen that type of dominance. So that's what I feel like OKC has the ability to do, and their defense looks solid as always. So I feel like defensively that would not be a problem. It's just offensively is how they gonna react to other defenses.
Yeah, and that's where guys like Chris Youngblood come in,
Hmm.
because like you got a dude who's not afraid to shoot the mid range, shoot the three, and he's good at it. His shot looks smooth.
Yeah,
You got Aaron Wiggins, you got Isaiah Joe. I was about to call him ISO Joe. You got Lou Dort. Lou Dort can have a sneaky little
he
15,
can,
20 points a game.
he
We've
can,
seen it. We've
and he
seen
could
it
shoot
possible.
now too.
And
He
like
can
boom,
shoot. Yeah,
and he can shoot. And then now we got Isaiah Hartenstein. His 3-point shot is now looking
I don't know
like
if
it
I like
like
that, but
all right. I'm
I
not
wouldn't want that.
like at least if he taking two a game, I'm not mad at that. I'm not asking him to take
Two is even a lot.
two is not because like we've seen it in the preseason. It can fall. But we know that's not his game. We're
Yeah,
gonna go to him. That's probably going to something if we like yes, we try out against a team like the Hornets.
yeah,
Um and then, we got guys like Chet. He can shoot the three, but like now it's like your draft mate, or not draft mate, your rookie mate, I guess. Wemby is developing his post game. And it's
mm,
like now you need to do that because it's like if he's developing his post game as skinny as he is, but getting stronger, it's like now Chet is like now you need to do something similar. We're not
yeah,
asking you to copy Wemby, but we asking you to at least be more of a center because there's not going to be a lot of times where our heart's going to be in.
mm-hmm,
And we got a great coach like Mark Dagnall. I know he got something scheming up. I know he has a plan. So I'm not too worried for the Thunder,
yeah,
but it's like I need us to correct those small things because teams can nitpick as we saw what the Pacers did in the finals.
yeah,
They saw those small things that we couldn't do and they ate at them and it got to us.
mm-hmm.
And you know,
Pushed it to a game
pushed it
seven.
to a game 7. And speaking of, players that we haven't hope in this year and like to improve his game, Luca.
Mm.
Luca, we know that dude is nice. Luca is nice. He lost the weight. He got healthy.
Luka, yeah,
He
Luka gonna be scary. However, the Lakers are not scary.
yeah,
The Lakers
is
are not scary.
but we've seen what Luca can do with subpar teams. Like remember right after the
Yeah,
Mavericks were subpar up until they
yeah,
got Kyrie.
yeah. That's true. That's
And
true.
we've seen what Luca can do, but it's like now being in brighter lights in LA and playing with Bron for hopefully his last season.
Yeah,
Um freaking we need him to not be afraid to tell players like, listen, you're a fuck up. Like this is what you need to do for me and you to win. Like I
yeah,
don't need you handling the rock. I need you to come off that screen. I need you to shoot the ball right here. I need you to freaking call out this play. If I'm saying this, I need you to do that. I need you to take less pressure off Bron. I need DeAndre Ayton. I need you to do this for me. I need you to stay down there. I don't want you nowhere near the fucking 3 point line.
yeah. I do not want
Yeah.
to see DeAndre like take a jump shot from 30 feet. Like I do not want that shit. Like that will piss me off because he is a center and he is a rim protector. So if I'm Luca, I'm like, yo, get down there, protect the paint, catch my lobs, like do all that. So they with JJ's coming up, he's a new school coach, so he's like a shooter, surround people with shooters and all that. 5 out, 4 in, 1 out, or 4 1 in, 4 out, and stuff like that. I don't want to see that. I want to see like pick and roll action and all that. You
Yeah.
know, so
Because it's like, Luca, you have, at best, you have 2 more seasons of Bron. And
mm,
it's like, the IQ between both of them is already over 100.
yeah,
And it's like, boom, we need to instill this into the rest of our guys. Because, we've seen guys like Austin Reeves and Dalton Connect. They've already played into that system so well.
hmm,
And it's like, boom, good. Now we need DeAndre to play into the system. Because,
exactly.
bro, you were in, you had the glory days with Phoenix. We've seen you be a good big man. We've seen you be a dominant big man. And now you lost that little bit of
He could still be a dominant big man. He could still be like I haven't given up on him yet. He just needs like he's a traditional big man, I should say, because he's trying to develop into like a you know jump shooter type of dude when that's not him. He needs to be like a roller, a cutter, get rebound, shot blocker, and he needs to go back to his roots.
hmm
So that's what I feel like Luca and him will help with that. Like that would be fun to see if that's what they run. So
Yeah, and then to move on to like teams we have expectations for. We'll just start off with the Lakers. Lakers,
mm,
we not looking forward to anything y'all about to do this year
yeah,
for
nah,
real. Cause last year it was a getting to know, getting the flow, getting to the hang of
yeah,
things. Now this year, it's like now y'all I guess y'all got better with getting DeAndre, but it's like at the same time y'all don't got the players around y'all to really be
yeah.
like, oh, we can win
They
a championship. We're not expecting y'all to win a championship. We just
nah,
expecting y'all to boom, get a little top 6, 7 seed, um, and develop around Luca, see what pieces y'all need, trade something, bring certain people back. Like,
yeah,
it's a filling out process this whole
yeah. I
year.
feel like it's a filling out process for sure. I feel like they also need to build through off seasons and free agency and trades because I feel like they could get a lot of good key pieces for cheap for in the off season because I don't know like their financial situation, but thinking about when Bron's gone, they definitely gotta need like another point guard, like traditional point guard, maybe another backup big. Like you could get some wing guys, you could get these players. So that's how they need to like build.
And they got guys they could trade for other pieces and help maybe some picks,
Yeah,
and see what players those picks can get them.
for sure.
And I besides that, like the Lakers, just a filling out process this whole year.
Yeah, I'm not really looking
We
forward to anything.
we looking forward to Bron leaving and retiring. on his merry
He's
way.
having a
We
great
looking
farewell
forward
tour.
to the Luca future now because now it's the Luca era. It's no longer Bron's era, and
Yeah, it's
it's just what we can do go moving on forward. And another team, then a team that is doing great development wise, the Spurs. The
nah
Spurs,
for
they're
sure.
doing great. They're building around Wemby so easily, so
Yeah.
smoothly. You don't have nothing to worry about. They put everybody in the places of where they needed to be.
Mhm.
They got him a point guard
Yep.
like De'Aaron Fox. They got him a veteran and
Yeah.
Harrison Barnes. They
Exactly.
got him good, solid, up and coming young players like Dylan Harper, like Stephon Castle, like Keldon Johnson. It's like there's nothing that they can do that's wrong this season besides just develop. And you know, with this being 2 years out from Pop now,
Yeah.
it's like we have confidence that they will do good because Wemby got that 1 year under Pop to develop his mindset, and then with him transforming into the more traditional big now
Mhm.
of working on his post game, working on the mid range, working on his hook shot. It's like that's
That's
scary.
scary, yeah, because he was with KG in the off season, like one of my favorite players. So I was like, oh damn, like this dude he about to get a midi, about to get a turnaround jumper. So and that's perfect for that system too. So as you said, they built around him. They had rookie of the year last 3 years. So it's just gonna be fun to see because not only Wemby, but like Castle and De'Aaron Fox too. Like they're gonna thrive from Wemby because he's gonna get so much of the attention. Whereas like you gonna go double him. All right, now the back door open for Castle, dunk. Back door open for Fox, dunk. So
Hell,
they're
corner open, you got Harrison
oh
Barnes.
exactly Harrison Barnes too. Like Harrison Barnes, we people forget like Harrison Barnes was a great player in that Warrior system. Like he was a great player. He averaged, I believe, it was like 16 points in that system, but it was strictly on like catch and shoot. It was like doing the dirty work. So having a vet like that is somebody you need on the team with Wemby and all those young guys.
hmm
So yeah,
And then
I'm excited to see what they do.
me too. And
And D
kick
Fox in his prime though.
kick it back out east. I know you want to talk about them.
The Knicks,
Go ahead.
bro. The Knicks. What can I say honestly? I mean, like the offense, like I said, it looks fluid. It's more fast paced. They're out, they're running, they're doing all this. It's gonna be a little more of Miles Bridges ball handling, a little more off ball with Brunson, which I'm pretty excited to see. But like I said before, like I don't know. I have to like see it, like when it comes to like December and stuff like that, to see how we actually play. Because the bench looks good, but I don't know if I like Jordan Clarkson over there, just chucking up shots with him in the bench unit. So I feel like Mike Brown, he's gonna be putting in different lineups and stuff like that. That's what he did in the preseason games. Like he ran a couple different lineups with people. Um, it's gonna be more, which I didn't think it was gonna work, but it's gonna be more Mitchell Robinson incorporated in these lineups, which is crazy because he can't really like shoot or anything like that. But Mike Brown is using them well. And also shouts out to Mitchell Robinson. He came in the camp like in shape, ready to run. So like usually from past season he came in like bigger, more slower, but now he's a little more nimble and stuff like that. So he's gonna be definitely a lob threat. Um, he's gonna be they're gonna use him in that dunker spot a lot of the time. So it's gonna be cool to see. I just hope that our bench can actually come through for us. Cause Miles McBride, like I like him, but there's been a lot of times last season where he's came up short. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes like he averaged I think like 9 points a game last year. We might need like 12, 13 this year. Because Mike Brown's system, he's gonna like Brunson is gonna be like on the bench a little bit more. Like midseason, he's gonna be like basically rested pretty much. So we're gonna be asking a lot from the bench guys, Yabu Sele, all them. So I'll have to see like at Christmas. I'm gonna check back in and see if I like it or not. So
Yeah.
if not, we might need some more moves.
Um, yeah. This season, this NBA season is definitely, I feel like, can be a historic one because of the rookies we got coming in, because of the second, third year players we got coming in, and like our veteran players that have been making impacts the way they have, and we definitely got a lot to expect. It's just with this being a sport, we need to we need to um we need to be more
What is
like
bro?
we need to be more aware that, like, as fans of the game, we need to be more aware that these players are human. Like, we when they get injured, when they go through slumps, we can't quickly jump down their throat, because it's like, because at that point you're not watching the game, because
Yeah,
what is going on in the court that you see that is like, damn, maybe Shea shouldn't have took that shot because you know this dude being lazy on offense, not
mm,
coming back and doing what he need to
yeah,
do. Maybe Brunson should have passed that ball because Cat Cat down there, but maybe he not at the right spot.
yeah.
um it's like we need to like not lower our expectations, but have reasonable expectations this season.
Nah,
It's
for
like,
real.
especially with there being a different champion every year, I feel like we shouldn't be like, oh, this team just won a ring, they should be dominant. But it's like, you saw how many moves got made this offseason. You
Yeah,
saw how
nah.
many new
Every
teams got
every
put together.
every team like makes moves. Every big team makes moves every. And for the champion coming out the West last year, it's gonna be hard coming out the West. I feel like if the champions were the Pacers, I would feel like, all right, they should go back to back because how dominant they were and how dominant they can be from their system. But since it's the West is so tight. I feel I have more leeway with that. So yeah,
Yeah, that's all I gotta say about this year's NBA season.
yeah, nah,
I'm
this year's
excited. Starting five coming out this week. You
yeah,
already know I'm sitting there kicking my toes. You already know why.
starting
Cause
five,
my team,
yeah,
my team is dominant
they should,
throughout that whole
they
season.
is, they is.
Uh,
I feel like they need to get more like interesting athletes though. Like there's a lot of interesting athletes that are in the NBA that we don't get to see, and I feel like the starting five should hone more in on that.
yeah. To just end off real quick, for like you, what players would you put in starting five? Like, you go and I'll go. Like, what players would you put?
Um, so I definitely So shouts out, they put Sabonis in the first one. I feel like that was a good pick. But then I'll go and do like who was that? Who's that dude? Um Peyton Pritchard,
And Pritchard.
because he got married in the off season. Not this off season, but like two off seasons ago. And the whole team was there, Celtics team. So showed a little more of that. Um, then we had like show guys like Bam. Bam has been busy in the off season. Like he's
Yeah.
been in Vegas a lot, so like we could show
Cause his
that
his girl to goat.
his girl
His
to
girl to
go.
goat. Bro, you know what he was doing that next morning? Jaw was on lockdown. That's all
Withdraw
I gotta say.
lockdown, bro.
His jaw was
Bro,
on
this
lockdown.
nigga, bro. But yeah, him having a girl who's also gold medalist and champion, so that would be cool. Um, maybe getting another vet. Like I would have liked to see Chris Paul, maybe.
His last season.
Yeah, like maybe his last season. Just
Mhm.
because I just like to see a lot of behind the scenes shit. But also like instead of like the big stars, maybe do like a role player, you know what I'm saying? Cuz everybody's day is different in the NBA, so I would like to see that.
Me, I would love a guy like either Kay Cunningham,
That would be cool.
Paulo.
Yeah.
Them being on smaller market
Yeah, that
teams,
too, that too.
but them being as good as they are on those small market teams, them being able to flourish. I want to see how they're able to do that. Like, because you don't have too many. They don't get a lot of attention, in
They
my
don't.
opinion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
That would
like,
be great.
we gotta appreciate guys like that, because like they're good. They're putting up crazy stats, but it's like they're not getting the attention because they don't play for New York. They don't play for Boston. They don't play for Houston. They don't play for the Mavericks.
Exactly.
It's it's like, get guys like that.
And to second that, also like somebody like KCP, who's a teammate of his, who been around the league multiple years, hasn't gotten a big payday, but has been sustainable financially outside of the league, and like basically see what a day in life in a role player is, a star role player is. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. And
yeah,
then
go ahead.
I would love to see, I'd love to see Wemby, or not
Yeah,
even just Wemby, Stephon Castle. See,
yeah,
I would love to see how this NBA season goes for them. I love to see behind the scenes stuff
yeah,
because they
nah,
got a lot going on. I wouldn't mind if they tossed in Jokic,
yeah,
just to get his perspective on what it's like being a main guy, as dominant as he is for a team like the Nuggets. You know, because he's been playing with the same few guys for the past few seasons, mainly
hmm,
Jamal Murray,
yeah,
and now that they're bringing back Bruce Brown, I want to see how them bringing him back behind the scenes, like what does that do for Jokic, like more morality wise,
yeah,
like
exactly.
does he is he happier? Is the team flow making him not as tired and worn out by
Hmm,
the end of the season? Because we saw in the playoffs when he has no one to go to, he's frustrated, he's
yeah.
getting beat up, and it's like,
And
what the
also when the front office doesn't really listen to him, because we gotta think towards the end of the season, the Denver Nuggets fired their head coach. They fired Mike Malone, which was crazy to me. This man was a coach of the year candidate, and we saw the on court frustration with Joker. So putting him in there to see behind the scenes, like how somewhat like how he really feels, it will be perfect. It will give the fans a different understanding, and it will be basically good content.
and then I wouldn't mind if they tossed in a rookie, because I wouldn't be surprised this year if they did toss in Cooper Flag, or
Yeah,
if they didn't toss in Cooper Flag, toss in Kyrie. I want to
yeah,
see how like get the perspective of a dude who's not playing on like how he's putting his part into the team. Like, what is he doing to help develop Cooper, help to develop, the rest of the team's play. So when he does get back, it's like, boom, we already in a flow. I know
yeah,
what I need to do once I
exactly.
get back. I'm not doing too much. And, maybe put in Jalen Brown. See, like, this is the first time we've seen a Robin,
Hmm,
quote unquote Robin, care like have to be forced to carry a team in so
exactly.
long, because now it's like star players rarely get injured, and it's like when they do get injured, the running mate out too.
Hmm.
And now I want to see how like mentality, what is he doing to prepare for the season?
But all I'm gonna say is when it comes to like a Robin carrying a team, Pippen did that in '95, and they were still fourth in the league. So not to put any more pressure on Jalen Brown, but when a Robin carried a team, they were still a great team. So
Hmm.
just as like Jalen Brown is gonna be, he needs to come with it this year. Like basically get with it or get lost. So like basically like that's how I'm looking.
Yeah. But that's all we got for y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode.
Oh wait,
Y'all
hold on. Shouts out to Asia Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces who just won they third championship
in 4 years,
in 4 years.
dynasty.
That is a dynasty. That is a thing. They also drafted well too. So shouts out to them. Hopefully they all get rest because I know they hurting. But yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to the W. Definitely in the future, we definitely want to get focus more on that, because
Yeah, we will. We will.
they're finally starting to get the star quality that they've been. All right, sorry y'all for the little weird cutoff. Running out of storage. Um, but I hope y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Keep sharing with y'all peoples, because we trying to make this big. We really want to get our voices out
And let
there.
us know what you guys want us to talk about, bro. Don't be afraid to hit up the page or any one of our pages, and we'll try to accommodate that.
This your host, Matt King. I'm Charles Kennan.
We
Peace.
out.